Imagine you're in a virtual meeting with a team spread across Seattle, Paris, Mumbai, and Mexico City. An American manager starts with three compliments before a critique, but the French and German colleagues bristle they're stunned by the sugarcoating. Meanwhile, the Indian teammate waits quietly, nodding respectfully while the Scandinavian jokes around like a buddy. What just happened? How do these wildly different cultural vibes collide and confuse, often wrecking deals and friendships? Erin Meyer's The Culture Map dives into this explosive global dance. Here's where things get juicy. How we say what we mean varies so much it's like speaking different languages. But it's not the words, it's the style that trips you up. Erin Meyer recalls a CEO from Silicon Valley presenting to a French board. The CEO opens with, "We loved your work, there were just a few small issues." The French listeners perk up, expecting praise, but then boom, the small issues hit like a hammer. The cultural clash, the French prefer brutal honesty up front, that soft landing, it felt like beating around the bush. Think of communication like an iceberg. Americans and Germans speak low context, everything's explicit, visible above water. In contrast, Asians, Latins, and Arabs rely on high context signals, subtle cues, body language below the surface, shared history coloring meanings. Misunderstanding this iceberg is like trying to read a map in the dark, you miss major landmarks. Flipping the script, Meyer shows how directness, even harsh honesty, can surprisingly build trust. Dutch managers told an American subordinate her presentation was simply awful, shocked maybe, but the blunt feedback was respected because it was clear, sincere, and actionable. Sometimes, honesty isn't just brutal, it's a shortcut to improvement. Ever wondered why in some places everyone calls the boss by first name, while in others you're sweating just to make eye contact? Let's unpack power distance, one of culture's trickiest games. Meyer shares a story about a Swedish CEO visiting Latin America. In Sweden, leaders eat lunch shoulder to shoulder with junior employees cracking jokes. But down in Latin America, the CEO's attempts to be one of the team were seen as disrespectful. Authentic leadership there thrives on clear status and deference. Power distance is like a dance floor. In low-power distance cultures, everyone shares the spotlight, decisions bounce around the room. High-power distance cultures have strict choreography, the boss leads, others follow. Step on the wrong toes here and the rhythm falls apart. Here's the kicker, American managers once chastised a confident Indian subordinate for overstepping by speaking directly to the CEO. But from the Indian viewpoint, that was respectful ambition, not disrespect. Recognizing these status dances helps prevent costly faux pas that derail projects and partnerships. We often think decisions just get made, but who decides how fast and by what process? These vary wildly. They can make or break your global teamwork. In Japan, a multinational team spent weeks getting every tiny detail agreed upon before moving forward. The painstaking consensus building, called nemawashi, wasn't inefficiency, it was cultural gold. Everyone owning the decision made execution smoother and unified, even if it felt painfully slow to outsiders. Contrast this with a Brazilian firm where the CEO made swift calls without consulting the wider team. The hierarchy gave them speed and agility, the boss's word was law. It's like sailing a speedboat versus rowing a galley, each style fits its water perfectly. Erin Meyer reveals that when Americans tried to speed up decision-making with Scandinavian partners by bypassing consensus, meetings backfired. The takeaway: knowing your team's cultural decision rhythm avoids forcing a fast car into a slow lane, saving relationships and getting better results. Remember that chaotic global meeting from the start? Now you see how American politeness felt like beating around the bush for the French, why Indians stay silent yet plan deeply, and how the Swedes' casual boss style crashed Latin America's respect codes. The culture map teaches you to spot these invisible currents before you swim into trouble. So next time your inbox hits with urgent from a mystery time zone, try dialing back your style and tuning in deeply. It's your cultural secret weapon. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.